Hey guys, can you see me if I sit down? You can. Okay. So I'm at my parents' house, dog sitting, watching the tortoise, and it got me thinking about pit bulls because the dog that we have here is a pit bull, and pit bulls have a very, very bad rap. I think I've only had, because my parents used to breed them, so I think I've only had one pit bull out of that mix that I would have said probably has a bad temperament, but that's the same with any dog. So I really don't understand the stigma behind pit bulls. I'm sure there's a reason. Mainly the reason right now is because of how often they're used to fight. So yeah, pit bulls for the most part are just big lovey-dovey dogs. Thor, come here, baby. Come here. Come here, bubbies. Hi, baby. Hi. Big lovey-dovey dogs. Yeah. Don't break, baby. Yes, you are. Are you just a big baby? Are you just a big baby? Yes, you just want all the love and all the attention and you have a happy tail? Yeah. If anything's a lethal weapon, it's that tail. Come here, baby. Hi. 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 Oh. Around and round and round. Hi. You're a big boy. Yeah. So Thor, generally Thor has been good with cats. He's been good with other dogs. The only issue we've had is with another dog that tried to assert his dominance in Thor's home. So then he got growly, but as soon as he was like rah, rah, rah at him, and as soon as I said, I was like, nah, it's not happening, he stopped. But that's the same with any doggy. Any doggy's going to do that. Now, one of the mythologies behind pit bulls is that, and I hear this all the time, even today I'm going, really? We still have this mythology out there? Is this what a Mandela effect's called? I don't know, you have to tell me, but they're like, pit bulls have the ability to lock their jaws. And the thing is, they don't have a locking mechanism in their jaw. I mean, there's no way to lock your jaw. What you have is a dog who's got a big head. Hi, I'm trying to show them your head. Oh. You have a dog that has a big head and, a small mouth. And so this dog has more pounds per square inch that he can bite down than, say, a Chihuahua or even, I believe, even a German Shepherd. So it really has to do with, are you cleaning your foot? I can't really see what you're doing. Yeah, you're licking your foot. So again, they have more pounds per square inch on their jaw, and that's why they can bite down harder when they need to. It's also why they're kind of super chewers and can bite through, well, a majority of their toys. So I've never had a dog that's been a pit bull that's been gentle with their toys, especially not this one. He, even with like the super chew bark box, he destroys those toys. And then Kongs, like the King Kongs, they're called Kong, but the particular toy is called a King Kong. He eats through them in a week. And they're like, oh, they're indestructible. And then I remember I sent them a picture showing them of him completely destroying one of them. And they were like, oh, we're so sorry. And then we got a free one. I was like, that's not, I mean, I just want you to stop saying they're indestructible because they're not. But they do have more bite power, but there's nothing in their jaw that causes them to lock down. Now, is it difficult to get a pit bull to let go? Because I'm not saying I haven't seen pit bulls fight. I've seen a lot of dogs fight. Heck, it was a Chihuahua that caused a scar on the back of my grandmother's leg. She was just walking out the door, and the neighbor's Chihuahua and came over and just bit the heck out of her ankle. Ankle biters. Definitely lived up to his stereotype. And then it was a German Shepherd that pretty much destroyed my brother's nipple, just bit it as hard as he could. But again, one of the reasons that it's hard for pit bulls to let go when they're like in that mode of I'm attacking or this is mine, and they're so hard to play tug of war with, is that pound per square inch. And also, these dogs don't really feel pain. And I'm not saying that they don't feel pain at all, because they do. They just have an absurdly high tolerance for pain. And I haven't seen that in any other dog. I'm a dog lover. I'm an animal lover, really. I'm actually thinking about getting a rescue cat right now. But again, I've been around a lot of dogs, and I've never seen any dog that has the ability to shake off pain like pits can. And I don't know if that's an evolution thing because they've been used for so long to fight, or if that's just their nerve endings. Like this little doofus here, about a week ago, the pads of his feet are healing. I'm not gonna hurt them. The pads of his feet, he was running around the pool, because I guess there was a pool party here, and he ripped off the back pads of his feet, and it's been a week now, and he's acting like nothing's wrong, but I can clearly see where the scabs are and where it's still healing, but he's running around and acting like it's all good. And I've had pits, I had a pit at one point who, because of how the breeder that we got him from, because of how the breeder bred his pits, because he wanted them to be massive. So I'm sure all of you guys have seen like Hulk, the pit bull. Well, the dog that I had, Dozer, he was about that size, and it's because they bred a Mastiff in to his line, and then bred out the Mastiff, ingested pit bulls, and then after 30 generations, that dog is then a full-bred whatever breed, and he was a full-bred pit bull. But because they messed with his genetics, he grew too fast, and so I think he was like 2.5, maybe 3 years. I could be wrong on that timeline. He was fairly young. His back legs stopped working, and never yelped in pain, never did any of that. I mean, even this guy, he has hip problems. That just seems to be a pit bull trait. It's not a hip problem, it's really a knee problem where there's like some separation going on there. And this is the most spoiled dog in the world. I just gotta tell you that. He lives inside. This is his bedroom if he wants it to be. He has a bedroom in the other bedroom. He has 2 beds upstairs, 4 beds down here, in like every room in this house. Spoiled brat, and he only goes outside if someone goes with him and to go potty and play with the ball. And even though he's got this, we've seen the x-rays and the pictures, this problem with his knee, he does not act like it, like hardly ever. So even when he's limping, suddenly if he sees the ball that he wants to chase, or we have this big huge ball that he likes to roll around, bark at, and play with, and I have a video or 2 of that, several, actually 3 or 4. Anyway, it's like that limp goes away until he's done playing, and then he's limping again, and it's not fake. I mean, he's genuinely hurting, but he has such a high tolerance for it, and these dogs just have such a high tolerance for pain. And again, that's something that I'll look up and look into, because I'm not 100% sure why, but that has just been my observation since I was 9, and we've had pit bulls, about these dogs. So again, I really think they're misunderstood. I don't know, none of the pits I've ever owned, because my parents used to breed them, I think I said that, none of them have ever bit me. I had, maliciously I should say, I had one who I startled him, and he did turn around and nip me. And as soon as he realized, it was more than a nip, it was harder than that because it did leave a mark. But as soon as he realized who I was, he immediately let go and was like very like crawling towards me, apologetic. And so again, it's just like, it's like with any dog. You have to look at the dog's temperament. You have to look at where they're raised, and you have to look at their breeding. Like this guy right here, he comes from they're called blue nose lines, but it's really black nose, because they're kind of bluish when they're puppies, but then their nose really turns black. And he's not typical of a blue. He came out fawn colored, and but the rest of his siblings and his mom and dad are like this dark slate gray. And another one that we got from the litter was he was like a dark gray, black and white. And then there was, when he was a puppy, a little bit of a tinge of blue. But the thing is, with this kind of breeding, and I wish we knew or thought about it at the time, but they're breeding for what's called a recessive gene. And when you breed for a recessive gene, it's a recessive gene for a reason. And they're breeding for this gene because that's what people want in a dog. That's what they want to see. That's what they want their dog to look like. And it causes health issues because you're breeding for a gene that is weaker than the common gene. So, for example, I believe blue eyes are a recessive gene, if I'm remembering my high school biology. And I have blue eyes, and I'm blessed to have darker blue eyes. But because of my blue eyes, I have a lot of issues with light. So my eyes are way more sensitive, and if you have blue eyes, you know what I'm talking about. They are way more sensitive to the light than a brown colored eye or a different, I can't remember if green is recessive, but I know brown is like one of the most common, and hazel are one of the most common eye colors. So it's like human genetics. You got to think about the genetics of the dog too. So if pit bulls are just overbred in many cases, and again, in many cases, this is not what they originally looked like. And when I tell people that, they're like, huh? I'm like, you really need to look at what the original breeds looked like, and to see the mark that humanity has made on these animals, not just pits, on any of the animals we have out there. Breeding them for a certain look, breeding them for a certain muscle mass, breeding them for a certain small jaw so they can grab onto things, and training them to be violent. So anytime someone says a pit bull is violent, I make them explain that to me. And if they start going off on, oh, we see it in the news with this and that and this and that, I'm like, listen, until you've done your research into dogs, breeding, and what happens and what people do and the percentages and the national studies, shut up. Like seriously, about anything, be quiet. Until you have a knowledge base or an experience with them. So, whoa, what is it? Did you hear a car? Yeah? Who is that? Come here. Yes. Come here. Dog. Hi. You put that hair down. Barking. Ferocious. Tail wagging. Yeah. We good now? We're not gonna die? What is it? Was that a car going by? It was a really loud car going by, and you protected me from the noise. Good boy. Silly boy. Yes, silly boy. He's such a doofus. Huh. We're okay now? You just need to be calmed down. You heard a big scary noise. I will admit these are very protective dogs. I mean, there's a reason that they were called nanny dogs once upon a time. Because if you're their human, you're part of their pack, you're part of their family, they will protect you with everything they have. So, what? What is it? What are we here? What are we here? Go get it. Go get it. No? No, you would rather sit on my lap and bark? You're such a doofus. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by this guy. Yes. Yes. Ugh. Licking off the face. But again, really get your facts straight before you condemn a breed. And I'm not just talking, the scientific facts are very helpful, and I would like to talk more about this at a later date. Or if I can figure out how to slice this video into a type of presentation, I will. Or maybe that'll be another, not quite a vlog, out there to talk about just the misconceptions behind not only these animals, but the validity of doing your own research and making informed decisions. I think that's what frustrates me the most about not just this, but the world around me is nobody makes informed decisions and nobody makes informed judgment calls. It's just ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous. Who could be afraid of you? Yeah. Huh. And honestly, like this guy, there's only been one person he hasn't liked. Like for real, hasn't liked. And that was an old neighbor, and that neighbor was dark. Like exuded dark, weird energy. And even before my dog was like, nope, you get off my property, I already kind of sensed something weird. I wasn't afraid of him or anything because he was a much older gentleman and I could have taken him out if I had to. Didn't need the dog. So it wasn't a I'm nervous type thing when he was on our porch, but what? But yeah, Thor was like, nope, absolutely not even on the porch. You get off until you get to the road. You do not stay on this property, go away. And that's the only time I've ever seen Thor truly like that. Even when he's barking at someone and his hair is up, generally he's wagging his tail because he doesn't quite understand, and he hasn't. I'll be honest. This again is my parents' dog. I've been around since he's a puppy, but he is my parents' dog. Hasn't really been overly socialized, so he's curious, but he's never snapped or bit at anybody. And the moment I hand them a toy and I say, okay, throw it, and they throw it, suddenly they are his best friend, because that is how you initiate someone in our lives anyway to being on the okay person list. So again, pit bulls are just big softies. There are a few bad out there, but consider everything that goes into that pit bull before you make a snap judgment against the breed and try to condemn and or euthanize that breed. I'm looking at rescue cats and dogs right now, and the amount of pit bulls just break my heart. And again, it's because we fight them and we hate them. And what do you do to something that you hate and don't understand? You fight it. You put it into slavery. You make his life a living hell. Because that's what humans have done for, I don't know, since the conception, since the beginning of time. Whether you believe in evolution or you believe in God, we have been this way for forever. And it's time to change that. And it's time to stop having all these prejudices against people, against animals, against anything, especially when you're not informed. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Uninformed decisions, uninformed comments. Can't stand them. At all. I can't. No. Okay, I don't know how long this video is, but I think I have rambled enough. Yes. I do go babies. They don't want to keep watching me baby talk my doggy. It's a pretty boy. Such a pretty boy. Yes. Yes, you are. Alright. Oh, guys. Woo! I will see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome and, bye-bye.